Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel where today we are going to be doing my week 9 NFL power rankings. We are already basically halfway through the season so far, and I just gotta say it's been a wild ride with several teams underperforming, several teams overperforming, and yeah, basically we are here now at the halfway point. The tier list is the same as usual with Super Bowl, Division, Wildcard, Meh, and Bad tiers that we have. And before we get into the power rankings, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let's get started with the Arizona Cardinals with a big come-from-behind victory over the Miami Dolphins, who had a healthy Tua, so that is a different Dolphins team than when Tua was out. Currently, the Cardinals are leading the NFC West based on tiebreakers, but obviously I think there is a team in this league that is better in that division, that is better than Arizona is, but so far they've been playing really good. If Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray have that connection, this team is dangerous on offense. The question is, can their defense keep them in the game, basically, not let the game get too out of hand, and yeah, stuff like that. But the Cardinals doing a pretty solid, especially on opening weekend for Call of Duty. Kyler Murray had one of his best performances of the year. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons with a victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-26 in a day, which Kirk Cousins ended Kirktober with his best performance of the year easily. This offense can really get at it when they're all going. Kyle Pitts had 2 touchdowns on National Tight End Day. Darnell Mooney got involved. Bijan Robinson had a really good game as well. Overall, very impressive performance for the Falcons, who now expands their lead in the division a bit by a full game over Tampa Bay. And they have the season series against Tampa Bay as well, winning both games against the Buccaneers. So, really good job there, Atlanta, playing some really good football. Dropping down to division tier is the Baltimore Ravens. They lost to the Browns. They have to drop down for Super Bowl contender. This is not that. That was not the team that we saw just be absolute dominant against other opponents at times. And Baltimore, that is a very, very disappointing loss to a Cleveland Browns team that you should have beaten easily. So, yeah. No, you're definitely down there in division. Buffalo is going to be up here in division as well. Really, really good, solid victory against inconsistent but still good Seattle Seahawks team. I mean, Josh Allen was able to just basically hand the ball off to James Cook, who had himself a day as well. And this team won by 17 points or something like that. So, yeah. And especially with the rest of the division kind of imploding on itself, this is an easy division tiered team. Next up, the Carolina Panthers. They got off to a decent start, but especially with Bryce Young being back, but still not a great week for the Panthers. 1-7, number 1 draft pick this year, basically. What are they doing? There is nothing redeeming about this team at all, and they're still the worst team in football at this moment. Chicago, currently sitting at 4-3, just outside of the last wildcard spot, but still staying in the wildcard because it took a miracle Hail Mary for the Commanders to beat Chicago. But Caleb Williams looked very, very rough for the majority of this game against what is supposed to be a pretty poor Commanders defense. You got to be concerned about that at times when they play good competition. But the Bears are still playing very solid football. That defense is definitely legit. Definitely was able to contain the high-flying offense of the Washington Commanders to needing a Hail Mary to win this game. But you got to be concerned about the offense a little bit here when they play good competition. But again, very solid season so far for the Bears. Bengals. Meh. They got absolutely smacked by the Philadelphia Eagles. Game wasn't even really close at all. Joe Burrow struggled. That defense struggled to contain Jalen Hurts, who had his first really good game of the year against them. Currently at 3-5 behind both Baltimore and Pittsburgh in the division standings. So, yeah, not really good out of Cincinnati right now at all. Definitely some alarm bells going off. Next up is the Cleveland Browns, who are also going to be up here in bad. but not as bad as they were after last week when they basically had the tier themselves in Carolina, because they got a win against Baltimore Ravens, and Jameis Winston made this offense look somewhat competent because he was able to push the ball down the field. Cedric Tillman had a great game. Winston overall had a good game. And this Browns team is going to be, the offense is going to be scary now a little bit, at least more than it was under Deshaun Watson. Still not a good team, but wouldn't be surprised if they start winning some games here soon. So, Browns are still in bad, though. Dallas, meh. Got absolutely smacked around by the San Francisco 49ers until garbage time basically let Dak Prescott shine a little bit. But yeah, San Fran absolutely smacked the Cowboys around. No doubts about that. So yeah, not much else to say. This is not a good football team. Would not be surprised to miss the playoffs, especially with how competitive the NFC is this season. Next up is the Denver Broncos. Wildcard tier. Hey, they beat who's on them on their schedule. That's all we can say about Denver right now. Currently sitting at 5-3, the top wild card in the AFC. And they just beat who they're supposed to beat. Play solid defense. Offense is going along. And that's their brand of football. We'll see how they handle it down the stretch. But overall, more impressive season for Denver than we thought. Next up is my new number one team after smacking the Titans 52-14 in a game where Jared Goff only had 85 passing yards. Yeah, I am scared to face this team next week. The Lions are, I think, easily the best performing team in all of football. How the heck did the Buccaneers beat them? I don't know. But yeah, no, the Lions, oh my goodness, this is a machine that's coming out for vengeance, and I am scared that my cheese heads are going to be cut in a grater. The Lions are that good that they can dominate any single team. And so they're my number one in the power rankings this week, so good job, Lions. I am fearful of you for the first time in my life. I'm scared. Green Bay Packers staying in divisional tier as they were able to squeak out a victory against the Jacksonville Jaguars. But, hey, Jordan Love went down. They're still able to find a way to win and had a couple of other guys leave with injury as well, which is concerning heading into week against the Lions. But this team is still chugging along, still playing really good football. Pass rush needs to get better for the Packers. All I'm going to say, we got to win before. We can't send blitzes all the time, especially next week against the Lions. So, yeah, big game next week for the NFC North. Lions and Packers, so be interesting to see. Next up, we have the Houston Texans. Close victory against the Indianapolis Colts, which not that great, especially when Anthony Richardson played absolutely terrible. I'm starting to get more and more concerned with this offense as the season goes on because they just can't seem to put the finishing touches on drives. They settle for a lot of field goals and stuff like that. So, yeah, Texans in division tier. Colts are staying in meh, mainly because of the underperformance of Anthony Richardson. 4-4, they can make a push for the wild card spots, but if Richardson plays the way he did like against the Texans for the rest of the year, this team is in lots of trouble. I really am starting to lose more and more faith in the guy because he is just so inaccurate. Like, he can wow you with a 70-yard bomb, but if he can't make a 10-yard completion to save his life, then what's the point? So, Colts down in meh. Staying in bad, but valiant performance for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looked really solid against the Packers defense. But, yeah, they lost Brian Thomas Jr. for an injury, and Christian Kirk broke his collarbone. Is going to be out for a long time. So, Jaguars are down in bad tier, 100%. They lost their two best weapons as well. Chiefs, 7-0, even still with kind of a mediocre performance on offense. They played the Raiders. They beat the Raiders. This defense is definitely legit. But do I think they're the best team in football right now? No, because their offense hasn't played good at all year. Compared to the Lions, who have been good in all phases. The Chiefs have been very inconsistent on offense at times this year. But somehow they're still 7-0, and somehow teams are still trading the players. New England. sending away one of their best pass rushers to Kansas City for a 6th round draft pick. Stop trading to the Chiefs. They don't need it. So yeah, Chiefs still in Super Bowl tier. Meh. Chargers. I mean, they had a really solid game this week. I don't remember who they played. Let me look at that. I think they played the Saints, and Justin Herbert had his best game of the year, basically. So they're still in contention for a wild card spot. Same with Indy, same with Denver, but not as big on them as I am on Denver because I think their defense is a little bit more shaky. But yeah, definitely in meh. Moving up to meh tier is the LA Rams, who finally, having both Puka and Cooper Kupp healthy for the first time since week 1, beat the Minnesota Vikings, and they shredded that defense. Matthew Stafford looked like Matthew Stafford again in this game. Kupp had a touchdown. Nakua had a big game as well. Kyren Williams continues to be one of the most underrated running backs in the league. And so, yeah, the Rams definitely up here in meh. They're coming for that division. And especially with how mediocre the Cardinals and 49ers and Seahawks have been, they could very easily take it. Raiders, you're bad. I don't know what you're doing as a franchise anymore. You played the Chiefs close for a bit, but you're still the Raiders. Still bad. You need a quarterback. Man, you need a quarterback because Brock Bowers is legit. You guys nailed that draft pick, so I'm not giving you crap for that, but yeah, you need a quarterback badly. Next up, Miami. Bad. They blew it to the Cardinals. First week 2 is healthy. The offense looked a lot better. A lot better. Achane got involved in the game more. Hill got involved in the game more. So overall, I think with another week or 2 of being back in, this offense will get better. But is this whole day dug themselves too deep at this point, especially with how well Buffalo's been playing? I think it is. But they can still sneak in and make the wild card if they shape things up. Dropping down to wild card for me is Minnesota. Yeah, that was not great that the past 2 weeks that teams have figured out your defense. Because that's supposed to be your calling card, is your defense. Sam Darnold did not play the best game either. Offense starting to get a little shaky. Defense not looking that great either. Especially when the Packers and Lions are ascending. And you guys are starting to descend a little bit. I still think you're a good football team. But not the undefeated juggernaut we thought you were before your bye week. Patriots got their second win of the year with Jacoby Brissett coming over Drake May over the Jets. So good on you guys. There is some talent there. Drake May does look really good before he left with a concussion. But the fact that you're able to come from behind shows a lot about this team. And they're going to fight hard. They're a pesky little bugger. So good on you, New England. Not good on you as New Orleans Saints, who are sitting at 2-6. And they got blown out by the Chargers. This team is so far away from the 2-0 team that scored 40 points in each game. I think that says more about the teams they beat than who the Saints actually are as a team. So, yeah, New Orleans is bad. Giants are bad. They kept it close against the Steelers. I will give them credit for that, but kind of bad game management and not great quarterback play from Daniel Jones led this team to lose. But they got a couple of pieces there with Wan'Dale Robinson. Malik Neighbors looks really good. They just need to not have Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Simple as that. Next up, we got the New York Jets, who are complete and utter dysfunction right now. They lost. They blew a lead to the Patriots. The defense looks terrible ever since Salah got fired. Offense is out of sync. And they had to play the Texans on Thursday night. Yeah, Aaron. Everyone thought that Aaron Rodgers was the piece they needed to make a Super Bowl run. He was the piece that destroyed this franchise again. And I just want to say, as a Packers fan, we warned you. We warned you that, yeah, Aaron is talented, but especially the last few years of Green Bay, he had a big head and a big ego and wanted things done his way. And you're now seeing the result of that. So, you brought this upon yourself, New York. You brought it upon yourself. Next up, you have the Philadelphia Eagles. Up here in wildcard tier. I'm still a little bit concerned about their offense. I mean, this was the first really good week we saw from them against a quality opponent in the Bengals. But Jalen Hurts looked like himself this week. that is very encouraging from an Eagles fan perspective. And if this continues for Philadelphia, watch out, because this Eagles team can make a lot of noise. So next up is the Pittsburgh Steelers, up here in division tier. They're 6-2. Granted, their opponents have not been that high of quality. They're facing a lot harder opponents these next few weeks, but this defense is legit. The offense under Russell Wilson looks completely different, a lot more aerial attack. So, yeah. Steelers can be a very pesky team, so watch out for them. Next up is the Seattle Seahawks. Got blown out by the Buffalo Bills. Definition of man, you don't know what you're getting from them every single week. They either be really good or they'll be really bad. And Geno Smith, he's been inconsistent too. This whole offense has been inconsistent. So, yeah. Seattle down in meh. San Francisco I'm putting up here into division tier. Mainly because I think they are the most talented team in the NFC West, especially more than Arizona. They've just been rattled by injuries all year round, but really good performance out of Brock Purdy against Dallas. Kind of got this offense going there a bit. I'm actually going to move Houston up a little bit. So, yeah, San Francisco, really, really good team. I just think their record is not showing it right now. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, dropping down the wild card. I mean, Baker Mayfield is not looking that great right now. But, I mean, he's missing his top two weapons. They played the Falcons tough there at the end, but yeah, this team is a boomer bust team with them, so be interesting how they handle down the stretch. Titans. Yeah, you give up 52 points to the Lions. You deserve to be down there. You know you do. And then we have Washington here. I'm putting up here in division tier. Needed a Hail Mary win from Jaden Daniels to beat the Bears, but hey, this team is 6-2. I thought they would have 5 wins on the whole year. And Jaden Daniels looks legit, man. He is legit. And yeah, Washington is very, very happy that they have him, especially after all the crap they had to deal with under Dan Snyder. So, this is my tier of the Super Bowl. We got the Lions and Chiefs. Division is Buffalo, Baltimore, Washington, Green Bay, Houston, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, San Francisco. Wild card is Philadelphia, Minnesota, Tampa Bay, Denver, Arizona, Chicago. Met is Seattle, LA Chargers, LA Rams, Indianapolis, Dallas, Cincinnati. Bad, I have Miami, Jacksonville, New York Giants, New York Jets, Las Vegas, New Orleans, New England, Cleveland, Tennessee, and Carolina. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll see you again tomorrow with my Week 9 predictions. Peace.